Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, hey. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we should ride swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? It is Sunday, October the 19th, the year of our Lord 2025. We are almost to the end of the year. But as always, man, welcome to HBCU tonight. As always, powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell to get everything on the YouTube, HBCU Overdrive. And if you're on Twitter, make sure that you hit the follow button on the Twitter. And you can also comment. You can chat on the Twitter feed live. So, yes, go ahead and do that. And then if you can, just hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It gets everything going up. Whew. Now that's all out the way right there. It was some boring football yesterday. It's just something about yesterday that was boring. Like it was a certain school that wasn't. It was a certain school that wasn't in the that didn't even play yesterday. And you see how boring the game was yesterday. It was just so boring. Like I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it. Like the game was one of the games was just so boring that I literally fell asleep on it. That just let you know how boring it was. I literally fell asleep on it. But you're going to have critics, you're going to have haters, you're going to have all these pundits talk about how their brand of football is exciting and it's physical and all this and that and the third, and they didn't even play yesterday. They didn't even play yesterday. It was just so boring. Like it was a snooze fest. Like I'm sleep on the damn live. We'll get into that, Chris. What up, though? What up, though? You know, it was so boring. It was so boring. Like it continued on into my day today. I watched the Cowboys and the Commanders, of course. We don't lose at home to Washington. Ever since Dak been the starting QB for Dallas, we don't lose at home to Washington. That's one of the games where we pretty much dominate from beginning to end. And we dominated today. Somebody's trying to use my password, my Facebook page. Somebody trying to take over my page. Just got emails. Anyway, it was just like, yo, it was just so boring. But anyway, man, my Cowboys won against the Commanders. I'll get ready to call them Redskins. I was gonna be the Redskins. To me, I don't give a damn. I don't care what anybody say. The Redskins. But yeah, it was just, I'm just saying, it was just so boring yesterday. Just I wanted to go to sleep yesterday. I wanted to sleep. Well, of course, I wanted to sleep because I really was up for like almost 20-some hours. But it was one of the things where the game was just too boring. The games were just boring, and it was I couldn't see myself, watching such ass play, like it was terrible. It was terrible. It was so, I don't know. It was one of them things where I just couldn't stomach it yesterday. I could not stomach it yesterday. I wanted to. I just wanted. I wanted to go to sleep, or I wanted to vomit. That's just how ass the play was yesterday. That's just how boring it was yesterday. So yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. I ain't gonna say unfortunately. Fortunately, I'm a Cowboys fan. I am a Cowboys fan, so we're not gonna hate. It was more. It was more excitement on football, on P4 football yesterday than it was SWAC football. That just lets you know how much the games were just boring yesterday. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it was just boring. It was boring. Anyway, man, I can't continue to say that, but I'm just gonna let y'all know there's gonna be other publications that other podcasts that's gonna say they were impressed and stuff like that. They wish somebody would have did this and wish somebody should have did that. But anyway, yeah, we gonna talk about that too. But anyway, I will try to get, so today, early today, I was trying to use Chat GPT to create some slides that I could use. I don't know how to do this Chat GPT. I feel like sometimes I'm in the Stone Age, but it's all good though because I'm gonna continue to learn how to do that. I'm gonna continue to learn how to get all that squared away. So we're gonna continue to learn about that. Also this week it's Vegas week. And unfortunately, I was trying to get myself squared up to go. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to go. So we're gonna provide all the entertainment right here on the show. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all tune in on Saturday. So I will have that squared away. I will actually take a nap when I get off of work Saturday, and that way I could get a couple of hours of sleep and then be up and ready for the show Saturday afternoon. But yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to go, all this other stuff. Had some other things going on. What's up, KD? But before we do all that, I just some teams were just ass last night. Like just straight ass. Just Kenny Stokes just needs to go ahead and say this.
Stop smoking that dope.
It was just. But anyway, before we get into all this, man, let's hit the good commercial break. Be right back in just a minute.
It's your boy Doc Holliday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
All right, we are back. Look. Bro, it's been over. No, it ain't been over. I like what Dan Quinn was doing with Washington, man. It was just unfortunate Jaden Daniels got hurt in the second half of the game. So, but hey, I gotta spit out these. I gotta spit out these stats for my Cowboys because goddamn CD Lamb came back today and said he ain't missing a beat. Goddamn NFL young boy, aka George Pickens, said I'm him. Javonte Williams got over 100 yards in the game, too. Man, 21-30, 257, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Only got sacks one time. George Pickens, 4 for 82. CD, 5 for 110. Hey, Fergie, a.k.a. Jake Ferguson, 2 touchdowns passing. Jadeveon Clowney out there clowning folks. Marquise Bell started today. I told you that's the only rattler I'm a cheer for. James Houston out there causing havoc on the line. Ended up with 4 sacks today. Oh yeah. We sitting pretty. We sitting pretty right now. I was wondering when the Eagles gonna lose, but fuck them. I can't stand them. Anyway, oh snap. Doug Martin, former Boise State and Tampa Bay Bucks running back, passed away today. Nickname Muscle Hamster. Yeah. Rob didn't get no snaps in. Rob's still on the practice squad. They don't say how he passed, but they just said that he passed away, and that's crazy. I just seen this on my ESPN app. We got NBA starts up this Tuesday. Mavs play the Spurs on Wednesday. So we got to play that alien. But anyway, man, let's go ahead and get into this. So let's get into all this stuff right here. It's a wacky week 8 recap. All right, man. I just want to say this. I just want to say game's fucking boring. Oh my God, why did we sit through that shit? Game's boring. All right, man. Look, let's go into the Division 2 because there was some homecomings yesterday. Let's see. Over in the CIAA. Let's see, they got the scores up. Yes. CIAA action. We got Bowie State in a close one to Bluefield State yesterday. Bowie State defeats the Bluefield State Blues 42-37. Johnson C. Smith with a big shutout victory over Shaw University on a homecoming. 52-0. 52-0 yesterday. Johnson C. Smith with the big win. Livingstone and Winston-Salem State. Winston-Salem State took care of business on their homecoming, defeat Livingstone 42-10, and Virginia Union with a drubbing Lincoln, PA, 66-21. And Virginia State, I think it was Virginia State's homecoming with a close victory over Elizabeth City State, 24-20. That was the final. So we got a big one next week in the CIAA. Winston-Salem State versus Johnson C. Smith live in Charlotte. You got Elizabeth City State taking on Lincoln, PA. Fayetteville State and Shaw coming to you from Durham, North Carolina. Bowie State and Virginia Union will be in Richmond. Bluefield State takes on Virginia State in Petersburg, and Livingstone takes on Lynchburg next week. And I think that would be their homecoming also. But the game of the week will be Winston-Salem versus Johnson C. Smith. Winston-Salem versus Johnson C. Smith. That would be the game of the week for the CIAA. In the SIAC, SIAC. In the SIAC, Tuskegee and Albany battled it out to a 7-3 victory for Albany State. This was Albany's homecoming right here. Lane and Morehouse, they don't have stats up right now. Let me check and see on that one. Make sure that get scores. All right. Morehouse defeated Lane yesterday, 31-7, to get a victory in their homecoming game, the Spellhouse homecoming. Of course, y'all know Morehouse and Spellman share homecomings. Kentucky Christian upsets Central State 35-27. Fort Valley with a shutout of Savannah State 7-0. This game was moved to Augusta yesterday. Miles comes away with a victory over Clark Atlanta. It continues to give Clark Atlanta the blues with a victory of 27-20. Benedict stays undefeated, defeats Edward Waters yesterday 31-27. And Kentucky State defeats Franklin Pierce on the road in New Hampshire 17-14. So coming up this week, Clark Atlanta's homecoming is Clark Atlanta versus Edward Waters. That's live in Atlanta from the Pyru Field. You got Miles versus Central State that will be at Wilberforce. Albany State and Benedict is the game of the week in the SIAC. That's going to be on ESPN Plus. That takes place in Columbia, South Carolina. Morehouse is on the road to Savannah to take on Savannah State University. And Allen is on the road to take on Tuskegee. And Fort Valley is also on the road in Jackson, Tennessee, take on Lane. But the game of the week will be Albany State versus Benedict. So, hey, tune in to that. That's on ESPN Plus. Good evening, ma'am. So that is Division II right there. Let me see. I haven't checked on West Virginia State, or I haven't checked on Langston or Flomo. I have to check on those schools right there. But those are the games. Those are the scores from Division II. Now let's go ahead and hit up FCS football, starting in the MEAC. Starting in the MEAC. And it was only one game in the MEAC yesterday. And this game was almost like a defensive struggle all the way up until into the fourth quarter. And we found out that Howard doesn't like to change out of their defense. But Tennessee State defeats Howard 24-7. And look at this square. Look at the box score. Excuse me. Byron McNair throws 3 touchdown passes, and Tennessee State defeats Howard 24-7. So he threw 3 touchdown passes, one in each quarter, one in the first 3 quarters, and then, of course, they settled for the field goal in the final act. Tyreek Starks didn't have a good day yesterday. 14-27, 116 yards in the air, 0 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 picks. The offense for Howard was so anemic. They only gained 183 yards of total offense. It was bad football yesterday for Howard. Bad football yesterday. Make sure y'all look at the disclaimer. But it was bad football for Howard yesterday. Tennessee State going through here. Byron McNair, 18-22, 174 in the air, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Also ran as a team, they ran for 88 yards. Really? I'm gonna be real with y'all. It was just bad football all around. It was bad football in the MEAC yesterday. That homecoming, it was trash football. And I know they probably had weather issues also, but it was still trash football yesterday. Glad I did not predict them. Sorry for you, Chuck. I didn't try to tell you. But going into week 9 this week in the MEAC, you got Morgan State taking on Howard. You got Morgan State taking on Howard. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. We'll see how them folks over there at HBCU Nightly do with all the banter that's for this week. South Carolina State takes on Norfolk State in Norfolk, Virginia. Michael Vick still looking for his first Division I win. Let's keep that in mind. His first Division I win. You try to get that. And then Delaware State is on the road to take on North Carolina Central. I think this is Central's homecoming. if I'm not mistaken. Both teams are coming in. Both teams are coming in equally hot, especially Delaware State. And I mean, North Carolina Central is coming in. You know, they coming in the way they're supposed to come in, but Delaware State coming in the way they are coming in right now just tells you what Coach Deshaun Jackson is doing in Dover. But that is the MEAC game of the week. Going over here to the SWAC, you know, this is so. Whew. All right. Texas Southern defeats Lynchburg 61-10. That is 4 in a row for Chris Dishman and his crew. Grambling comes back and defeats Pine Bluffs 20-16. Yes, that was my snooze fest right there. Mississippi Valley with a shutout victory on their homecoming yesterday, 49-0 against Lincoln, California. FAMU comes back against Alcorn, 33-28, and down in Baton Rouge, Prairie View defeats Southern 24-3. That game was no contest. We talk about bad football, watching bad football. Yesterday in Baton Rouge, that was bad football. In fact, it was bad football for both Baton Rouge schools. I didn't even look at the box scores from this game yesterday. That's how sleepy I was yesterday. Cam Peters came into the game for Prairie View, 19-31, 224 yards and 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Chase Bingley, 64 yards on 13 carries. Lamondre McDowell also had 56 yards on 16 carries, but he also had 2 touchdowns on the ground. So those are where the scores are coming from. That came from Andre Dennis, that young man. I like that young man. And there's another one. Josiah Rockwell. Yeah, that kid right there. With the long touchdown catch right there. Defense won the game for Prairie View. Defense recovered 2 fumbles, also intercepted pass. I'm not saying it's bad football for Prairie View. I'm saying it was bad football for freaking goddamn Southern. Boom. I was saying that was bad football. Going on to Southern. Ashton Strada, 12-21 for 81 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Trey Holly had his biggest output as far as carries, 21 carries for 99 yards. And where was the rest of the running crew? Where was the rest of the crew trying to run the ball? That's what I said. Bad football. Hey man, hanging out. If they was hanging out the tailgate, should have had their ass in the stadium. I'd be making their ass run stairs all day, all night until I said I'm tired. The FAMU Alcorn game was a little bit more exciting than what we saw with that PV Southern game. RJ Jefferson went out there and somebody lit a fire under his ass. 26-38, 323 yards, a touchdown, 0 interceptions. As a team, they ran for 152 yards with 2 touchdowns on the ground. But I will say this, defense was getting sliced up like they were getting sliced up like Swiss cheese out there. Jalen Tolbert, 18 to 26, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Also added 57 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown to his enjoyment. Now, FAMU did stop Ja'Cory. They did contain Ja'Cory and Sewell, but Reggie Davis was trying to get off on him. Jacoby Matthews, 49 yards on 5 receptions and a touchdown. And Reggie Davis with 45 yards on 3 receptions and a touchdown. Reggie Davis, kickoffs, all corn kickoff and punt returns. Jacoby Matthews with the 79-yard touchdown, punt return touchdown in the game. Reggie Davis out there balling. Tavion Haney out there balling. It just, I think that FAMU wanted the game more. I think FAMU wanted the game more. Of course, it was their homecoming, but also, of course, it was somebody's job. I feel like somebody's job was on the line. But we're gonna get it to that. We're gonna get it to that. Gonna get it to that. Valley, on the other hand, of course, got their first win, and of course, it's against a non-section school, but they still got their first win of the season. Valley held Lincoln, the Oaklanders, to 120 yards of total offense. Josh Brown, 3 of 9. Okay, something ain't right. Something ain't right. I know they said something about story, but we should see what the actual team stats are, because something ain't right. So we won't even know. Associated Press is withdrawing a story about Lincoln, California football game at Mississippi Valley State. All details in the story were generated off incorrect information from a different game. AP does not plan to publish a corrected version of the story. So I'm gonna have to go to Valley's page. What's up, man? I'm dead. So you were streaming with the peasants. The peasants. The peasants. But see where Mr. Ford at. See where Mr. Ford at. Every time I say Mr. Ford name, he pop up. What's going on? Watching that Atlanta game. All right. Let me see something. Defense pitches first shutout since 2008. Offense scores most points in 8 years. That's crazy. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what I can do for you. Um, um, I'm still trying to find these stats. So, yeah, I'm trying to find these stats, but hopefully it'll be updated. So we'll see what happens, and especially when I go on call tomorrow. So I'll be on the MEAC call tomorrow morning, and then also the SWAT call. So yeah, I'll make sure y'all tune in for that. But let's get back to it. For the week, I mean, let's see. Texas Southern they had some pretty good numbers yesterday. They had pretty good numbers yesterday against Lynchburg. But 61-10, hey man. And to win 4 in a row. And they're just they're one game off behind Prairie View. Hey, they doing what they supposed to do. But let's see, Grambling. I'm trying to figure out what they did yesterday. About score. AT set 18 of 29, 148, one touchdown, one interception. Trey Bradford was the man to call up. 123 yards on 25 carries, 2 touchdowns. He's the man with the plan. Grambling gained 300 yards total offense in the game. Christian Peters threw 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown, but he was 12 of 30 for 204 yards. Also had 84 yards on the ground. Yesterday's game win against Pine Bluff gave Grambling their first SWAC win of the season. But moving on for the next week, you got Prairie View taking on the same Lincoln, California team. It is Prairie View's homecoming. Bethune-Cookman hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff this weekend. If I'm not mistaken, is it Bethune's homecoming also? Alcorn and Mississippi Valley go at it on the reservation. The Magic City Classic, which is going to be a good one, You got 4-2 Alabama State taking on 4-3 Alabama A&M. FAMU and Southern going to be live from Baton Rouge. We shall know what happens after tomorrow. We'll get it to that. I call this the toilet bowl game. FAMU coming in at 2-4. Southern is at 1-6. And last but not least, what I call this the game of the I don't know if this is game of the week in the SWAC, but it's going to be a good game. Jackson State takes on Grambling in Las Vegas, Nevada. That game is a 5 p.m. kickoff. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest with you. This Magic City Classic don't need to be on ESPN Plus. This thing needs to be on ESPN. I'd rather have it on ESPNU. That's just how good this game should be on Saturday. I won't be able to go. I won't be able to go this time. I don't think I'll be able to get off work off early on Friday. So, of course, I will be streaming the game on Saturday. So, if anybody that's still looking, that's need a place to chill and hang out, y'all know where to come. Y'all know where to come. Yes, it is. I'm just saying, it's the toilet bowl game. It is the toilet bowl game. I cannot. I mean, yeah, put it on ESPNU. I mean, like ESPNU did some numbers not last week, but the week before with Jackson and Bama State played on there. Like it did some numbers on viewing wise. Some folks still have they got they don't know what they want to do watch on there, but I say it's better than Flow Sports. I mean, I say it's better than Flow Sports. Or it easily could have been like if the game is at 2, you put this game at 2, could have been on HBCU Go. I'm just putting it out there. It could have, for some folks who complain that some people don't get ESPNU. Hey, a lot of people ain't got ESPN Plus, but they pay for it. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, y'all. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this right here. Let's talk about this. Is it time to issue peak slips? But before we get into that, I want to show some, and let me see if I can find it on it. It's on HBCU Go. See if I can find it. if I can find this right here. This clip. All right, here you go. Let me share this screen.
A huge win for you guys. You said that you wanted people to walk away and say, this is a scary PV team. Do you feel like your team did that today?
Yeah, happy homecoming. You know, I wanted to be a cold day in hell before they schedule us again for homecoming.
That man said, I wanted to be a cold day in hell before they schedule us again for homecoming. If that ain't the disrespectful, first and foremost, you just beat them by you. First of all, you told them to pass the sticks because you beat them by 21, and then you said you first you pop out and say happy homecoming. It'll be a cold day in hell before if they schedule us for homecoming again. Hold on. Let's
A huge win for you guys. You said that you wanted people to walk away and say, this is a scary PV team. Do you feel like your team did that today?
Yeah, happy homecoming. You know, I wanted to be a cold day in hell before they schedule us again for homecoming. And our kids took a lot of pride in that. I think that's the lowest they've been held to all year. We still got our issues. We're not all the way there yet, but our kids fight. Rain, sleet, or snow, Panthers gonna go, and that's what we did tonight.
You told us earlier in the week that you guys were still trying to find that identity, but it seems like you guys kind of at least took a step forward in finding it, a physical football team. What can you say about this offense first and the way that they came out and performed today?
Yeah, I thought they started fast, but, you know, we still got some issues we got to fix. We're young. We're young in experience. We're not young in age, and we're young as a program. And, you know, people talk a lot of trash about our program, and we hear that, and it just fuels us, man. So regardless of what people think about the Prairie View A&M Panthers, we're 4-0 in the West. Regardless of what your mama think the West is, we're 4-0 in the West, and we got a homecoming coming up now that we look forward to.
You talk about those young guys. Chase Bingman is one of those young ones, the only high school.
He said a mouthful, but I cannot blame him. I cannot blame him. I can't blame him. It's pretty much, y'all really think about it, it's pretty much the same thing that E-Rob said about Dion after that whole debacle. And when you think about it, E-Rob wanted the game. He wanted that game against Jackson State on our homecoming in 23. And he actually wanted Dion to be there because he felt like he had the team that could beat us. Of course, we all know that Dion took his tail and ran up to Colorado, and it is what it is. It is what it is. If you don't like it, go argue with your mama and your daddy. And if you can't find your daddy, go argue with your granddaddy. All right. But I mean, cold day in hell before you. The way that team played yesterday, dominated on both sides of the ball. Hey, you can't really can't say I really can't say anything bad about this team. Now, the bigger test will be coming on November the 1st when Alabama State make their way down to Prairie View. Alabama State has had Prairie View's number the last couple of years, but that would be a big game right there within itself. And especially if Alabama State can get past and beat Alabama A&M in the Magic City Classic, that will be the second game of almost the second game of the year between Prairie View and Bama State. You got team in the East, that second place in the East with only one conference loss against the clear leader in the West. But hey, oh yeah, it's true. Either Bama State say they beat that ass, or they ain't who they are. And my bad. Thank you for the correction. Prairie View has had Bama State's number the last couple of years. But that will, like I said, if Bama State wins the Magic City Classic, that will be a setup right there for the next game of the year between Bama State and Prairie View. And I want to see it. And that will be November the 1st. Prairie View they've already beaten Texas Southern, Grambling. They still got to play Alcorn. No, they already beat Alcorn. And they just beat Southern, so that's 4. They got Bama State. They still play Valley. So that's 6 right there. I don't think they have FAMU on their schedule this year. Yep. Both Bama's okay. Alabama State, A&M, Valley, and Pine Bluff. Prairie View has the better. They have the better path to get themselves into the SWAC championship game. I would say PV was good yesterday, and I'm not going to discount. Am I coming to November 1st? Why? I'd rather go down to Prairie View to see them play Bama State on that day. I don't think Texas Southern is on a 4-game winning streak, even though one of the games was against a NCCAA team. That was in Lynchburg. They beat Pine Bluff. They beat Grambling. Who's the third team that they beat? Did they beat Valley? Yeah, they still got. Yeah, okay. So they got both Bama schools too. Oh yeah, beat UA. No, I already said UAPB. UAPB, they beat Grambling. So that's 2. It's one more that they beat. They haven't played Alcorn yet, have they? The man said they played Southern Lab yesterday. Okay, they played Valley. All right. But I want to get into this right here. They got Southern, Alcorn, both Bama's. Okay, so they got 4 games left. But hey, man, they're playing good. They're playing good football right now. So I cannot discount them. But I want y'all to hear something. First, this is Terrence Graves in the press conference yesterday after the game.
Coaching for your job a little bit? I'm always coaching for my job every day. I was coaching for it last year. I'm coaching for it this year. You know, I don't make those decisions. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been coached to do. They hired me to coach, and I'm gonna still be the head coach until told otherwise. And then if something else happens, then you know that just is it. You know, I just got to do what I got to do. But you know, God is good in all things. So I am appreciative and blessed to have this opportunity to be the head football coach. So nothing's changed for me.
Coach, I'm sure that you.
So that's Coach Graves. I mean, you know, Coach Graves giving the almost the politically correct answer to what he's talking about. But that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a goodbye speech. It sounds like, to me, it sounds like a goodbye speech. And this is what I'm talking about. Is it time to issue pink slips? Because there were some coaches today, they got some pink slips, especially on the FBS level. Well, first and foremost, let's listen to the AD, and it's broken up in 2 parts. But here's AD Banks right here.
Leadership and fans that all expect more. And so, we're going to take Monday and evaluate the process. We have made some changes that we thought that would make us better. Promoting Coach McNair to co-offensive coordinator. And I was hoping, we can get some energy in the room, but it seemed to not be working. And let me say this, a lot of times, coaching is funny. You can have some success here and then not be so successful some places and go. So it's not that you're a bad coach. I want to erase that, okay? It's about the right person for Southern University, the right coaching staff, and in our business, who can make your team win. That's the bottom line. And so my job is to evaluate the process. Do Coach Graves stay another day? You don't make decisions after a ball game. You sit down.
All right, so that's the first part right here. Here's the second part of this interview.
Talk about it, because then in the room, for the student athletes, who give you the best chance to win the rest of your games? And are you comfortable with somebody in the room that can do that? And that's on the staff already if you did an interim situation. And so those are things that we have to discuss. Perhaps he may give us the best chance to win out, and then we let that stay in place, and then maybe we have to say that we going to move forward. It's just I need to speak with him. I need to speak to the student athletes. I need to communicate with them and kind of get down to the bottom of it. But obviously it's not trending well. We're not excited about it, and it's our jobs as coaches. And I've been in the business on that side before, so I understand. But it's our job to have the teams ready.
All right. So, family, when you hear words like that, when you hear a statement like that, just words like that, what do you think comes with those words? What's going on, man? What do you think comes with those words? That's I'm saying. When have you seen a athletic director in in SDS, FBS, HBCU? It don't matter. When have you seen a athletic director answer questions like that? When have you seen a athletic director answer questions like that? The only time you will see an AD answer questions from the press is when they get ready to fire somebody. You only hear an AD answer questions, make statements like that only when they're getting ready to let somebody go. You never understood firing coaches mid-season. How often are teams successful with interim coaches mid-season? Now there are a couple of coaches. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. KB, I'm gonna be honest with you. Deshaun Foster from UCLA got fired in the first 3 games of the season. Three games of the season. The interim coach has won the last 3 out of 4 games in UCLA. I think they got them. They first and remember the first game. The first game after Deshaun Foster got fired from UCLA, they played against Penn State and beat Penn State in Happy Valley. In Happy Valley. And let's say this. Let's go to Penn State. Penn State just fired James Franklin mid-season. Why? Because he can't win the big game. But you lose against a winless UCLA team, and the writing was going to be on the wall. "12 years James Franklin been there. He's been successful playing against unranked teams. But when it came down to the top 25, top 15 teams in the country, even the top 5, he could never beat them in 12 years. He lost 2 games against non-top 25 teams. The second game he lost to Northwestern, got him fired. After this is a man that took a playoff team last year, beat SMU, beat Boise State, took them to the third round of the playoffs last season, and he's without a job. Let's talk about it. Billy Napier, Florida. People knew he was gonna get fired. It didn't matter when. It didn't matter what day he got fired. It didn't matter how he got fired. It mattered when he got fired. And yes, Roman Bates needs to go. Roman Bates needs to go. But here's the thing. And there you go. He would never made this statement unless he knew he was getting ready to pull the plug on Coach Graves. You brought in Coach Graves as an interim coach after you let Dooley go. The man go out there, he wins the Bayou Classic. You bring him back onto the staff full time. He goes to the SWAC. The man goes to the SWAC championship game his first season as a head coach. Let's not discount that. We can say Southern wasn't good, but they won the West. I mean, yep, they won the West. They finished the West 6-2. They represented the West in the SWAC championship game. It just so happened they had to replay the game against Jackson State. But see, here's something that I found out, that how Roman Banks won't get the axe, because this goes deeper than anything. This goes towards like the president. It's like the president and Roman Banks are homeboys. So that AD, I'll be honest with you. That AD feeling the heat also. And that's the crazy part right there, bro. Them folks want to win, but here's the thing about them folks down there. Them folks are trying to live back in the Pete Richardson era. That era is over with. You done named the field after him. It's over. It's over. This is the same AD who ran out Dawson Odoms. This is the same AD who didn't have the nuts to say, this is my coach right here, and listen to everybody else say why we can't get past Alcorn in the SWAC championship game. This is the same AD who did not stick up for his coach and had him ran out of town. When was the last Southern championship? The SWAC championship for Southern? What, 2013? But I'm saying, look, it makes for bad look like when it comes to football for Southern, it makes for bad football. I don't think so. But is it time to issue pink slips? So let's look at the SWAC, y'all. Let's look at the SWAC. We got Southern. Southern is 1-6. Southern is in their worst season in years. When I say years, we talking about Stump Mitchell years. We talking about the Jason Rollins interim year. But that worst season that they had in years. Let's look at Alcorn. Alcorn, what? 1-6, 1-5, 1-6. Alcorn has one win, and that win is against a non-sanctioned team. I'm not talking about no damn. They ain't had no kumbaya for us. Let's get out that. Let's get out that horse right there. I'm talking about for the conference. Alcorn being bad in the conference is terrible. Southern being bad in the conference is terrible. Grambling being bad in the conference is terrible. And I ain't saying it's their brand. I'm saying the brand for the SWAC. Not just their own brand. I'm talking about for the conference. Like it's terrible. It's terrible football. It makes our conference look bad. That's what I'm trying to. Bishop, you got to understand where I'm coming from, man. This makes the play in the conference right now makes our conference look bad. When you have Alcorn, who's terrible, you have Southern, who's terrible, you have Grambling, who's terrible, you got FAMU that is terrible this year. It's not about, damn it, y'all, it's not about if they cared about JSU. We knew we was bad for 6 years. I'm telling you, 4 teams in your conference are playing fucking bad football. I don't care if they don't worry about us. I'm a Jackson State person. I can say I don't care, but it makes the conference look bad. That is a third of your damn conference right there. We're not, damn it, I'm not saying rooting for them to get better. I'm saying this is what I'm telling y'all. This is what I'm telling y'all. The play of the play from those four teams. The play from those four teams makes the Cold Conference look bad. We ain't talking about Valley because Valley been bad for a long time. We ain't talking about Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff been bad for a long time. They had up and down years. We ain't talking about Bethune-Cookman. Would you rather play a Bethune-Cookman that was whooping everybody's ass in the MEAC? I'm not talking about when Dion left. Fuck Dion. I'm gonna say it just like that. Fuck Dion. It is terrible play. It is terrible play. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Fuck, we not talking about, well, they weren't doing this when Jackson State, we was bad. Them motherfuckers was laughing at us. But guess what? Our brand of football was banned for 6 years. Our brand of football was banned for some years when we had Bell as our head coach. I'm trying to tell you, I'm saying, Alcorn, for a while, Alcorn was going to Celebration Bowl. Alcorn was going to the SWAC championship game. Alcorn was doing all that. Grambling was going to Celebration Bowl. Grambling was going to the SWAC championship game. Let's get it. Let's talk about FAMU. FAMU just won a HBCU national championship game 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And they're playing terrible football. Southern was in the SWAC championship game all those years before COVID, and they are fucking terrible. It hurts the brand of the conference. If people are listening to what I'm saying, this ain't about JSU versus everybody. Fuck all that. This is 4 teams in our damn conference that are terrible. We don't talk about Valley because Valley's been the bottom feeder for the longest. We don't talk about Pine Bluff because at one point in time, let's be real. Pine Bluff went to the SWAC championship game a couple of years. Prairie View has been on the up and up since fucking Willie Simmons was the head coach there years ago. Thank you, sir. That's what I'm saying. It is fucking bad football where who do you look at first? Do you look at your head coach first, or do you look at the fucking administration with the AD sitting at the top making all the dumbass decisions? I'll wait. Bottom line is Southern has too much bullshit going on with them because the brass don't want to listen to anybody else. They don't want to have no search firm. They want to hire from within. They want a Pete Richardson guy. They want this. Fuck all that. You got to think outside of the fucking box. You got to think outside of the box. Grambling always went for a Grambling guy. They should have never got rid of Fobbs. But was it time for Fobbs to go? Because I felt like Fobbs outgrew it. The game has outgrew what Files was trying to do at Grambling. You have to think forward. With FAMU issue was the fact that you listen to the AD was like, AD Sykes said, was like, let me hire the person that I feel like can get us to the back up to the promised land. What happened between her and Willie Simmons is they fucking business. But as an AD at that time, it was her job to try to get a competent head coach in there so they could get back to winning football. Guess what? When she tried to hire the coach that she wanted to get in Sean Gibbs, everybody had a fucking titty uproar. It was like, no, we don't want him, because guess what they did when he was here, when he was at A&T? They had a fucking brawl. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. And you end up, and guess what? She ended up saying, okay, we got a coaching search. We're gonna have a coach search. We're gonna have a search firm search for our coach. And then everybody was like, man, we want Cozy. We want Cozy. I like Cozy. Don't get me wrong. I love Cozy. But guess what? He ain't getting the fucking job done right now in Tallahassee. He is not getting the job done in Tallahassee. The man is 2 and 4 right now. One of the wins that he got was against a D2 school at Albany State. You know what Albany State doing right now? The motherfuckers undefeated in the SIAC right now. Their only loss was to FAMU. And Alcorn. Let's get on Alcorn. Jay Hobson had a team that went to the fucking Celebration Bowl for 2 straight years. He leaves out, goes to USC. They brought in, they elevated Fred McNair to the head coach spot. He takes them to 2 more fucking Celebration Bowls, y'all. And guess what? COVID year, they did not recover. And then when his contract was up, he tried to play the fucking leverage game between Texas Southern and Alcorn, which he really didn't have the power to do, because Alcorn was like, we're going to move away from you. And then when he could have signed the deal with Texas Southern, he took so long because he was trying to play both sides. Guess what? Guess what? They said, well, we just going to move along. We're going to move away from you. We got a coach that we trying to get right now. And they ended up getting Dishman. FAMU got the coach FAMU asked for the coach that they wanted. They got him. Guess what? He ain't doing good in year 2. Chris Dixman had success in year 1. The man went 5-6 in his first year. He's sitting at 4-3 right now. He's 1 game behind Prairie View in the SWAC standings in the West. This ain't got nothing to do with what Jackson State has said, anything. You know it's bad. And you know it's bad because for Grambling, they gave Mickey Joseph a 2-year deal. Even if he wins 6 games, 7 games this year, is Dr. Trevion Scott gonna look at it and say, you get another year on the contract. We're gonna sign you to another multi-year contract. I'm just trying to trying to tell people understand this. I'm just trying to get people to understand. Firing the coach mid-season can either get your fucking team jump started or it can end your season right there. It is how the players come to the conclusion and say, are we going to get it done? We still got a chance to get it done. Or they could be like, man, excuse my language, man, fuck this shit. They could be like, man, fuck this shit. We don't care. And they could just hang it up too. They just gonna be out there just to be out there. Mickey, he could be gone. He can be gone, but he has to win. He has to win maybe 3 more games. He got to win that Bayou Classic to get an extra 2-year, 3-year deal. Hampton not gonna be gone. Coach Hampton is doing something that it takes somebody to understand where that program is right now. And Pine Bluff is in a thing where they're in a situation where can they afford to get rid of him? No, I'm gonna tell you like this. It ain't because of the division, the West Division. The reason why the people think the SWAC is weak is because, for one, they say we don't play a lot of out-of-conference teams. Fuck all that. We don't. Why do we need to measure up to their barometer? Why we got to go up to why we got to live up to their barometer? That's why I don't like what the MEAC does. Y'all killing yourselves playing all these out of conference games, and then you play your conference schedule late in the fucking season. That's why I always say your fucking leadership is trash. The West ain't weak, but the West is wild, wild West because everybody beats up on everybody. But you look at the East, but if you look at the SWAC East, it's only 3 teams that folks are gonna look at it and be like, shoot, who gonna get it? And for the last 4 years, it's either been Jackson State or FAMU. And the way it looks now, it's going to be Jackson State in the East again. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Pink slip. I'm going to issue a pink slip. Let's go around HBCU football. Let's go around in Division I HBCU football. Howard, Larry Scott, should he get a pink slip? Maybe. Maybe. We talking about a team that just went to the Celebration Bowl 2 years ago. Talking about a team that won a MEAC conference championship 2 years ago. You have regressed since that. You have regressed since that conference championship and the Celebration Bowl appearance. I'm not going to put Deshaun Jackson or Michael Vick in there because it's their first years. Trey Oliver is doing a hell of a job. Coach Berry is doing a hell of a job at South Carolina State. Morgan State, Damon Wilson. Do I give him a pink slip? Yeah. I give him a pink slip. Yes, you have built your team off defense, but your offense is trash. It sputters. It's I ain't gonna say it sputters. Your offense is non-existent. Let's go to Tennessee State. Tennessee State is Reggie Barlow's first year. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with that. Let's go over to Hampton. Hampton with and what's the head coach name? Coach, is it Coach Felton? Is it Coach Felton for Hampton? Does he need to Boykin, Coach Boykin? Does he need to be replaced? Maybe. At A&T, Coach Gibbs, first year, he got to deal with trying to get rid of all of fucking players from Vincent Brown in the Vincent Brown era. He got to get his own folks up in there. Let's look at the SWAC. Let's go to the SWAC. Who need a fucking pink slip? In the SWAC. Let's go by division. SWAC East. All right. Mississippi Valley. Ain't gonna mess with that. Coach Buckley, he cool. He good. He just got there. Let's go to Bethune. Let's go to Bethune-Cookman. Do Coach Woody need a pink slip for one part of the season? Yes, he did, because he played his team was playing terrible football until they played against South Carolina State and got the nuts to have some offense. So, hey, and let's look at this. Bethune-Cookman sitting at 2-1 in the conference in the division. That man fighting for his job. And to be honest with you, I think he's still going to be there. I think he'll have one more year to prove himself that he can be up in the par, be in the middle of the pack of the division. Let's look at Alabama A&M. Sam Shade, not gonna mess with him. First year. Let's go to Montgomery, Alabama State. E-Rob has had a winner since he became the head coach of Alabama State. E-Rob has not had a losing season since he became the head coach. E-Rob has been above 500 since he been a head coach. The only issue that E-Rob has is he can't get past Jackson State. He couldn't get past FAMU. E-Rob ain't going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Let's look at FAMU, Cozy. Cozy in the second year. Cozy went 7-5 his first year. He's 2-4 right now. He's 2-4 right now. Is it time for him to go? Is it time for him to get a slip? I think so. Y'all say Coach ain't going nowhere. I think he needs to go. Let's not get into the Andrew Biden situation because I already tell y'all he gonna stay. He gonna stay at Bama State. I don't think he needs to go to FBS because they giving him a bag and he not be the man. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even sell my soul like that. I wouldn't even sell my soul like that if I'm about it. No, stay where you at, bro. Stay where you at. You talk to your folks and you gonna make your decision at the end of the year. Right now, you playing some good ass football. You playing you playing better football than QB down at Tallahassee. Of course, Jackson State with TC, nah. The man just won the national championship. He took over a program that lost 60 players, and he had to get all that shit back. Him and Coach O. He's sitting the top, undefeated in the SWAC again this season. Nah, he ain't going nowhere. Let's go to the West. All right. We got Pine Bluff. I don't think Pine Bluff will move away from Hampton. Yeah, the bag might give him a head start on life after football, but at the same time, the boy want to be competitive. He want to play. So if they give him a bag and they're not gonna let him get a chance to play, fuck that. I stay where I'm at. But if Pine Bluff moves away from Hampton, who do you look for? Because you're in a very interesting situation. First and foremost, you really can't do too much. You really can't do too much because you're on probation because of I think what is it? I don't know if it's academics, but you're in a unique situation. So, do you want to get rid of Hampton? I don't think you want to get rid of Hampton. All right, let's go to Grambling. Grambling gave Mickey Joseph a 2-year deal. This is year 2. I have not seen any type of improvement. Now, I will say this about Coach Joseph. He does take accountability and responsibility for his team. But it is time for the team to take accountability and to get back on the up and up. A lot of people at Grambling are very upset. They are very upset. But I don't think they're upset at the coach. I think they're more upset at the AD. This is the same thing we just talked about with Southern, with the AD and Southern. The AD at Grambling has his hand. He has himself wrapped up with the top brass. So let's put it just like that. We got Southern. Southern is sitting at 1-6 right now. Terrence Graves is in his second year. We just heard what that AD just said. The only time you see the AD pop out like that is if they are get ready to go ahead and pull the plug on on the patient. And the patient is Terrence Graves. But we shall see. They saying promote Henry Miller. I wouldn't promote Henry Miller. I wouldn't promote. Do I promote Mark Frederick? I won't promote Mark Frederick. Do you promote Fred McNair? I don't know about that either. But I will say this about that team right there. That team, but the coaching staff on the team is old as hell. You gotta get younger. You gotta get younger. Now, let's move on to let's move on to Alcorn. Alcorn sitting at 1-6 right now. They had the game yesterday at Tallahassee. They could have won the game yesterday. But guess what? Alcorn's only win is against a non-sanctioned team, a non-NCAA sanctioned team. That Lincoln, California game. Their homecoming. Cedric Thomas is in his second year. Is it time for him to go? As much as I like Coach Thomas, and sitting talking to him, at media day and everything, I think it's time for him to go. And I in reality, what you see at Alcorn is with inept inept leadership. You have an interim head. You got an interim president right now. I don't know too much about the AD. I think it's about that time for y'all to pull that plug on Coach Thomas. Now that comes to Texas Southern. Texas Southern with Chris Dishman in his second year as a head coach. He is 9. This man is 500 right now. 9-9. 500. He was 5-6 last season. He's sitting at 4-3 right now. He's 9-9 as a head coach. He is 500 right now. He is sitting at 500, a little bit over 500 in conference. If it was probably for 2 games, would have put him in the championship game. Do you get him a pink slip? No. And now we go to Prairie View. Prairie View's with Tremaine Jackson in his first season. What he's doing in the conference, he's 4-0 in conference, sitting at 5-2 right now. His team is on a roll. They got Cozy's not at 500. Cozy is 1-6, bro. Right now. He went 7-5 last year. His overall record right now is 8-12. He is not sitting at 500, bro. Do the math. Do the math. But when you see stuff like this, when you see stuff like this, And when you read this stuff, it's like
leadership and fans that all expect more. And so, we're going to take Monday and evaluate the process. We have made some changes that we thought that would make us better. Promoting Coach McNair to co-offensive coordinator, and was hoping, we can get some energy in the room, but it seemed to not be working. And let me say this: a lot of times, coaching is funny. You can have some success here and then not be so successful some places and go. So it's not that you're a bad coach. I want to erase that, okay? It's about the right person for Southern University, the right coaching staff, and in our business, who can make your team win. That's the bottom line. And so my job is to evaluate the process. Do coach grades stay another day? You don't make decisions after a ball game. You sit down. You talk about it, because then in the room, for the student athletes, who give you the best chance to win the rest of your games? And are you comfortable with somebody in the room that can do that? And that's on the staff already if you did an interim situation. And so those are things that we have to discuss. Perhaps he may give us the best chance to win out, and then we let that stay in place, and then maybe we have to say that we going to move forward. It's just I need to speak with him. I need to speak to the student athletes. I need to communicate with them and kind of get down to the bottom of it. But obviously, it's not trending well. We're not excited about it, and it's our jobs as coaches. And I've been in the business on that side before, so I understand. But it's our job to have the teams ready.
And that, yep, he always said we are going in a different direction. But I don't think he even had to say that we're going in a different direction. Just by the statement that he put out is saying that we're going to have to go in another direction that is going to put us back on the winning side. So we shall see on Monday. We should see what happens on Monday. A lot of people, people have issues. They have their opinions about when a coach get fired mid-season or something like that. At the same time, it's like, look, you have to be able to, you got to go out there and win. That's, when you go and look at it, that's the name of the game. You have to go out there and win. Even at Mississippi Valley, you bring in Terrell Buckley as a head coach. He's trying to win. He wants to win. He doesn't want to be mediocre. He doesn't want it to be the same old Valley. He wants to win. But nobody got fired yet, but we shall see. When you look at Terrell Buckley, he wants to win. He doesn't want to say that we're the same old Valley. He wants to win. But as an administration, you have to be on the same thing. Should I say that he needs to be removed? Are we talking about Roman Banks? Yes, Roman Banks needs to be out too. But because the thing about from what I'm hearing, he's so heavy with the brass at Southern, it's going to be hard to move him out of there. So yeah, Roman Banks, I think, in my opinion, Roman Banks should go. He should go, but that's up to Southern University to decide. They have too much stuff going on over there at Southern. They have too much stuff going in Baton Rouge altogether. Let's talk about, look, Brian Kelly might be out of there too. You lose to fucking Vanderbilt. Don't get me wrong, Vanderbilt is a good-ass team, but still, you lost to Vanderbilt. You lost to Vanderbilt. In Death Valley. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Clemson. Clemson, you lost to SMU. In the fake Death Valley. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Mike Norvell. You lost to fucking Stanford. In Palo Alto. Can we keep going? Can we keep going? I know it's at Vandy, but I'm saying. Oh, okay. I see what you said. My bad. Thank you. But still, you lost to fucking Vanderbilt. But I'm saying like this. It's going to come today. Yeah, Louisville took down Miami. They was number 2 in the nation. Well, I'm saying at the end of the day, you got coaches like Billy Napier getting the fucking axe at Florida. You had Deshaun Foster at UCLA. You had James Franklin at Penn State. I know there's some other coaches that's out there. Hell. Like you got to pull the plug on something in order to revive yourself to save your season. And if Southern wants to save his season, they'll pull the plug. If Alcorn wants to save his season, they'll pull the plug. If FAMU wants to save his season, they'll pull the plug. If Grambling wants to save the season, they could just let it go and then not offer that dude another contract. But at the end of the day, we're in the game of winning football. You are a head football coach. We are in the business of winning football games. And if you ain't winning football games, your ass gonna be left behind. But anyway, man, I talked my ass off too much. My bad. And let's not get, when I talk about these other programs, let's not get into tizzy talk about what they ain't say this when Jackson State did this. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. We did the same shit to these motherfuckers, and they did the same shit to us. Whoop-dee-doo. Whoop-dee-doo. It doesn't matter. Anyway, but what does matter is make sure that you like this show, you comment, you share, and you subscribe. If you're on the Twitter page, if you're watching me from Twitter, hit that follow button on my profile, and then come on to the YouTube side and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to, you can always donate to the cause, because every time you donate, it goes towards the channel. It does not go into the pocket. So let's keep going that. And for all those that are taking that trip to Vegas, make sure y'all have fun and make sure y'all be safe. But as always, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Hug your loved ones and love on your loved ones. Crash out on your kids and beat their ass out the penitentiary. And guess what? As always, y'all be easy. Y'all go on over there and check out HBCU Nightly. I'm probably going to tune in a minute. Peace.